I made over $80,000 profit in 1 month on Amazon FBA without running any ads, creating any products, or buying stuff from China. And this doesn't just work for me. I've also helped tons of people win with this business model. We'll pop a whole bunch of student results up here on screen, including specific examples like Nick, a former software engineer turned full-time Amazon seller who's able to quit his 9-to-5 job using this business model. Or Bola, a busy mom of two who, while working her 9-to-5, was able to sell over $70,000 in 1 month on Amazon, just her 4th month on the platform. Or Guy, who's making a full-time income in part-time hours while working his 9-to-5 job in IT, selling Amazon part-time. I know exactly what I'm talking about with this stuff, and in this video, I'm going to give you the complete step-by-step beginner guide to help you find your first winning products, even if you're starting at literal zero right now. Jumping right in here, guys, want to take a look at a winning product example and then show you a few examples of the types of products you don't want to sell, and then dig in on the best beginner strategies to find profitable products, as well as at the end, show you a bunch of product research tips and tricks that are typically gatekept. Taking a look at this makeup, we can see it's going in what's called the buy box on Amazon for $51 right here. We can see, so this is the buy box on Amazon right here, going for $51. And then we can see over on the brand website, this same eyeliner is going for $34, and there's a Black Friday exclusive 20% off right here. But obviously there's shipping, there's fees, there's sales tax, everything that goes into selling on Amazon. So how profitable is this product actually? And identifying that comes down to using the different software products that I recommend using. Now, a lot of people think you need a ton of complicated and expensive software to actually sell on Amazon's platform. That's not true whatsoever. I don't want you using any of that stuff when you're a complete beginner. All I recommend using on the product research side of things is SellerAmp and Keepa. Taking a look at the Keepa website right here, Keepa is $20 per month. I think it's actually like 18 euros per month, right? But you can go ahead and get a Keepa subscription on keepa.com, as well as SellerAmp is also $20 per month. You can get a 2-week free trial on our website, selleramp.com as well. So here in my Google Chrome browser, this is where we want to be running our business through. So we can take a look at SellerAmp right here, which is the profit calculator that calculates how profitable a product is after shipping, after fees, everything like that, as well as the Keepa chart down here, which shows how profitable a product is over time. So taking a look here, we can see buying this for $34 on the brand website right here. So plugging in $34 right here, we can see that leaves about $5 profit per sale and a 14% ROI. But I need to go ahead and take off that 20% coupon right here. And now after shipping, after fees, literally everything, that leaves $12 profit per sale and a 43% ROI. But then it comes down to how fast does this listing actually sell? And that's where best sellers rank, aka BSR, comes into play. So we want to make sure we're staying under a 200,000 best sellers rank right here. Now I can see this currently shows red right here. That's just because it's a 2% BSR, but don't worry about the percent. Just worry about the overall BSR. We want to make sure products we're grabbing are under a 200,000 sales rank and above 30 estimated sales per month. So that's our basic winning product criteria, guys, is over $3 profit per unit, over 30% ROI, and then under a 200,000 sales rank and above 30 estimated sales per month. That's the data you get from SellerAmp. And then in terms of the data you get from Keepa is how a listing's actually sold over time. And the cool thing about Keepa is it shows us how a listing sold on Amazon ever since it was added to the platform. However, when you're a beginner, you're probably not starting out with the huge budget. Now, I do want to mention you do not need 5 to 10K to get started with online arbitrage like you do with Amazon wholesale or private label. With online arbitrage, you only need 1 to 2K. Nice and easy, working from home, ordering products to ourselves, then shipping them off in bulk to the FBA warehouse right here. But when you're a beginner, you're typically only buying 5 to 10 of different products right here. So we each want to take a look at the 3-month data and make sure that the competition, the bottom chart, is either stable or going down. In this case, it's nice and stable here the past 90 days. And that the price, the buy box line, the pink line here on the top Keepa chart, is either stable or going up, which we can see in this case, it's largely pretty stable right here. So this is a nice example of winning product, guys, and something I would grab 5 to 10 of if I just found here. Now, if you're ever worried about ungating, I do have a full ungating tour on my channel, as well as I'm going to link down below in the description a free auto ungate list. So a list you guys can download that gives a big list of auto ungate products you can go ahead and sell today. So take a look at that down below at the link in the description and make sure to download that for free. So now you've seen an example of winning product. Let's take a look at the types of products you want to avoid and then go ahead and show you how to actually find winning products live. So this first example is something you totally want to avoid, and that's items that have an IP complaint history. IP complaint stands for intellectual property complaint, where the brand or the manufacturer kicks everyone off the listing. Luckily, it's actually really easy to see when this has happened, so we can nice and easily avoid this by taking a look down here at the Keep chart. So initially taking a look at this product, we can see this looks like a decent Keep chart. It's nice and steady. There's some offer count movement, which is a sign of seller count movement on the bottom chart. However, if we take a look at the all-time data right here and then go ahead and scroll in, we can see in mid-2024, the competition randomly shot down to 0, which is a pretty telltale sign of an IP complaint where the brand kicked everyone off. So you need to make sure you avoid listings where you can see the sellers all getting kicked off that listing by the brand new manufacturer, which is a pretty telltale sign of an IP complaint. The next type of product you totally want to avoid is actually not listings that have the private label alert or the IP alert on SellerAmp. You need to take a look at the Keepa and see if they're actually private label. If they're literally just dominated by the brand, this private label alert is automatically going to show when it's low competition. And if there's actual IP complaint, this is just suspected IP complaint, the Keepa chart is going to show you if there's actual IP complaints on this product. What makes this item something you want to avoid is that there's no offer count movement on this product. So here on the bottom chart, there's no seller count movement. It's just straight blocky right here. We can see Amazon's on it, which is not a telltale sign to avoid something, but when Amazon does have the entire buy box, it is going to create that blocky Keepa chart, which is something you want to avoid right there. And then another example of the type of products you want to avoid, guys, is going to be listings where the competition is shooting up. So taking a look at this, we can see the competition was cooking along between 2, 3, and 1 right here. And then randomly it shot up to like 15 to 20 right there. So that's totally something we want to avoid. And the price went down right there. So as the competition goes up, the price is likely going to keep going down as it has gone down right here. So that makes this product something we want to avoid. Taking a look at these dog treats right here, we can see these are going for $23, basically $24 on Amazon right here. One final example of winning product, and then we'll dig into how to actually find winning products from here, which is super, super important because a ton of beginners have that stuff wrong. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video as well so you can see those product research tips and tricks that most people don't share on YouTube right here. So these, we can see these are going for 24 bucks here. And then over on PetSmart right here, we can see there's 15% cash back, which is absolutely bonkers. I'm a huge fan of using Rakuten for cash back. It's free. You might as well. And we can see these are going for $7 right here. So if we plug in $7 times 2 right here, we can see it's got a good sales rank at 88K right here. It's got a little bit low estimated sales per month. However, the sales rank is good. And I can see on the Keepa chart, there is offer count movement. So I know the sales despite the low estimated sales per month right here. So plugging in 7 times 2 right here, we can see that leaves this product just about break even. However, something a ton of beginners get wrong is that they think that you find winning products at profitable prices. Typically, you make them good. So we can see in this case, this sale has buy 3, get the 4th free. So we just want to do multiples of 4 and 35% auto ship. So if I go ahead and add some of these to cart right here, I can see I think I got a different one in here. We can see it ends up being $13.62 for the 4 right here. So if I go ahead and plug in $13.62 divided by 2 right here, now this listen becomes $7 profit and 108% ROI and a nice winning product. So I didn't really find this good. I made this good, and that's the name of the game with online arbitrage. And the nice thing is, each time you figure out the discount for a specific website, it doesn't really change, which means you can make money on lots of different products from those retailers. And before we get into some live product research, I do want to open up an opportunity if any of you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching directly with me. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, go down below to the link in the description and put in your information to apply for my coaching program. If you like what you see here and want unlimited text access to me via my personal phone number, you want to get together on Zoom, live, one-on-one together to source products, you want to be a part of a community of new sellers and existing sellers crushing the game. You want to come to 3 group coaching calls per week, get a ton of pre-made SOPs and resources, and just be around other Amazon sellers that are in this, living this life, doing this every day, probably pretty similar to you in college, working part-time, building a side hustle while raising a family, while working a 9-to-5 job. So if that sounds interesting to you, go download to the link in the description and put in your information to apply. Now let's dig in and find some winning products. So a lot of beginners think the best way to find winning products is to go to random websites and look at their clearance sections. That's called manual sourcing, and I'd actually never recommend doing that when you're a beginner because you don't yet have that spidey sense for figuring out what a good listing looks like just before checking over on Amazon, recognizing different brands and stuff like that. So what makes a lot more sense, guys, in my opinion, is actually what's called the storefront stalking method, looking inside the storefronts of other Amazon sellers to see what all they're selling, and then going ahead and tracking down those listings profitably. Because the key is when we look inside these seller storefronts, just scrolling down here on SellerAmp, we can already see the vetted products that have a good sales rank that we already know make money. So for example, here, we just want to open up, a bunch of different sellers that carry this stuff. You're typically the people in like the middle or the lower end of the price distribution right here. And now just opening up a bunch of these sellers, don't really worry about the review counts, right? Review counts don't really matter for getting buy box right here. Now inside these seller storefronts, we can see all the brands they carry, all the categories they carry here, and all their fastest selling winning products that we already know other sellers are making money on right here. So for example, taking a look at this, we can see this seller sells a lot of Yankee Candle and Sunny Angel and Gap. And obviously some of these are going to be gated. Don't worry about ungating when you're a beginner. It's not a big deal. If other people can get ungated, so can you, even with no sales history. I have a full video on my channel here. But taking a look here now, we can see all this different items these sellers carry, and we can see like, okay, like this battery listing sells 40,000 times per month. Amazon is on it, so probably not going to worry about that right here. We can see Gap's going for these Gap t-shirts have a 3K sales rank. That looks pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And the nice thing is these sellers carrying this probably have a pretty similar business model to us, so we can go ahead and dig in right here. Yeah, Amazon's on some of these, so I'm not really going to worry about that when I'm a beginner right there. 9K sales rank right there. So we can go ahead and open up that and we can see, yeah, 215K rank, about 100 sales per month. We can go ahead and take a look at that right there. 183 right there as well. And now we see these listings that are from brands you recognize, Disney, And One, etc. Right? Sometimes you see stuff you don't recognize. You can go ahead and check those for auto ungate right here. But now taking a look at these guys right here, we can see, okay, there's a bunch of different colors and sizes on this product. So what I need to do in this case is scroll down here and hit the variations tab on Keepa to go ahead and see what the best colors and sizes are on this specific item. So now taking a look down here, once this variation tab loads, you do want to take a sec to organize your variations tab similar to mine. It's one of the first things I do with my coach students because it's so important right there. So it's pretty easy to, sometimes you got to hit configure columns and just copy that and then drag these around to make sure they match right there. The big one is the new offer count movement history right here. And now I want to filter this top to bottom by buy box price and look for good offer count movement here and listings that are actually selling well. So for example, like 18 right there, that looks pretty good. That's a good moving variation. And now all I need to do is go ahead here and hit search for product title on Google to see what websites carry this product. And the nice thing is in many cases, it's just one. So for example here, yeah, we can see like this is that one right there. So let's see. So we're here at $10 with the Cyber Monday deal. So plugging in $10 right here, right? We can take a look at that. And the nice thing is I know that listings that are above 15 bucks, but really, really light tend to be more profitable FBM compared to FBA. So what I need to do in this case, guys, is actually go down here on SellerAmp and toggle this from FBA to FBM, and then plug in the FBM shipping cost right in this case, which would probably be like $4.50 right there. So as a beginner, especially this time of year with the holidays, you tend to want to FBM products and then eventually you FBA products right here, assuming you can see people getting the buy box FBM, which I can see in this case is totally the case, considering the majority of the sellers in this listing are FBM right here. And now we can see this item is pretty close to being profitable right here, but it's not quite there. However, that's where making items good comes into play. And then if I scroll down here on the retailer, I can see there's a 20% email sign-up coupon right here that I can just go ahead and use again and again, just with different emails, nice and easy. So now I go ahead and take off 20% from this, and this becomes $3 profit per sale and a 41% ROI. But I also have another trick up my sleeve, which is going to be discounted gift cards using Cardbear right here. So if I go ahead and type in Gap on cardbear.com, I can go ahead and save another 18% off on discounted gift cards right here, which is a huge hack right here. Just buying discounted gift cards, then checking that out, using them on the retailer, it saves a bunch of money right here. Super easy for beginners. Now I can go ahead and make this listing even more profitable. So using that 20% sign-up code and the gift cards, this becomes a banger listing right there. And Gap could just be ungated nice and easy using Gap right here. Let's see. So taking a look at this, we just want to take a quick glance at the Keepa chart right here, and we can see nice and steady. It is a negative max cost, so I need to pay like $1 to make $1 right here. Not really going to hit that $3 profit per unit criteria right there. Plugging that in on Google, not even close, so we're not going to worry about that right here. Let's see, taking a look at these guys right here. Lowest price is 23 right there. Yeah, so it does add in shipping. I don't recommend charging shipping. I just recommend baking in the cost, but some people do. SellerAmp doesn't count it, so we do need to go ahead and add that in right here. And then we just go ahead and plug this in on Google to see where this makes money from. So we can see, okay, this is on the brand website here at $14.99 right there. So at $14.99 right here, we're close. Just about, losing $3 profit per sale. But we can plug in FBM on this right here and we can see plugging in the shipping is probably pretty light right here. Yeah, $4 right there. So, or 4 ounce, very, very light, 3 ounces. So now what I need to do here is go ahead and see, okay, 25 to 35% off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this to cart and check this for you guys. So we can see in cart, I added that code right here. And now we can see, so we can get 19 bucks off. So it'd be 75, basically 75 minus 18.75 right here. Then we just go ahead and divide this by 5 right here. And now this becomes $3.52 profit and a 33% ROI or 31% ROI. And we can see this has been profitable at that lowest price for a while right here. So that's another example winning product, guys. And that's the name of the game. So this is an item you could literally use to go ahead and storefront stock off of and find other listings from there too. And we can see it's not that hard to do product research when we're actually using the different discounts that exist on these different retailers right here. So taking a look at this, we can see, boom, nice and steady on this as well. I just love storefront stocking. It's so much easier to find these vetted products, guys. We can take a look at these right here and we can see, 150 right here. So it'd be 150 times 3 right here. 1.5 times 3. So I don't like that there. We could see if there's any discount here. I don't think it'll be significant enough right there. 4.95. No, unless there's like a big coupon here. We can see, I clicked the wrong link right there. So let's see, taking a look at these guys here. $4.95. No, thank you. Right there. Let's see if we can track down another right here. 35, nice and steady right here as well. Some good offer count movement. We know this listing actually sells. Is lower on the estimated sales side of things, but it's Disney, it's a hat. This is going to sell. We can see in the Keep It chart that when it's been cheaper in the past, it has sold right here. So let's see, taking a look at this guy. 12.98. So this is good. It just looks like it was discontinued and sold out right here. Is a good deal overall in Disney right here, but plugging that in, we can see 12.98. Nice and profitable. The problem is it's just not in stock, which is going to happen from time to time. No big deal right there. So we can take a look at these guys here at 22 right here. Let's go down to variation, see what's got good offer count. And the nice thing is you can see, 23.5 right here. Oh, wow, even 25.5 right here. We can see, nice and steady. So 25.5 right there. Going ahead and plugging this in on Google right here. We can see 10.98 right there. So we can see plugging this in 10.98 right here. Nice thing about Walmart is there's no sales tax. We can go ahead and take that out because we can use our tax exempt permit on there too. Then I'll go ahead and see if there's any Walmart discounted gift cards too. Okay, so we can see not good right there. Ooh, card cookie 5%. Okay, so we can click into that. All the gift card providers on Cardbearer profitable right there. We can see Walmart gift cards are out of stock, but if it's showing as available, I'm sure it was in stock recently. So say we can go ahead and get one of those guys in right there. We can go ahead and take off 5% from this, and now we can see basically $3 profit and a 27% ROI. People don't really return stocks, so that could totally work right there as a nice and profitable item. And then now you guys have seen literally the process for finding winning products. You can go off here and storefront stock your own to find winning products from here. And remember, very rarely do you find items good, you make items good, and that comes in the product research tips and tricks I'm about to show you guys. So these are incredibly, incredibly important for boosting your online arbitrage margin. They're the different ways you can go ahead and lower buy costs to create more profit margins. One of the best parts about my coaching program, guys, is I just plug you in on the discounts on all my favorite websites and just tell you exactly what they are for these different retailers. Really, the number one mistake beginners make is expecting items to be profitable at the advertised price. Very, very rarely is that the case. Pretty much always you go through this checklist for each website and see what discounts are applicable right there that build a moat around your products, including coupons via the extensions, Capital One Shopping, Be Frugal, Retail Me Not, Rakuten, and Coupon Birds. Those are free. You definitely want to be using those, as well as email, account, and text sign-up codes like we saw on Gap, for example, right there. Digging around for coupons on Google, asking customer service, or just networking with other Amazon stores in the community has found me so many little hidden coupons that make a big difference. Cardbear.com discounted gift cards for another 5 to 15% off, like we can see, came in big handy on Gap. Always, always, always make sure you're checking out through a rewards account of these different retailers to save additional with the rewards, like Kohl's Cash is a great example of that. Sites like Lowe's, Home Depot, and Walmart let you use your reseller certificate, which is really helpful to avoid sales tax. You can just get that from your state's website and avoid sales tax. That builds a moat around different products. Getting on a listing quick merchant filled, especially like that Gap t-shirt we saw that was substantially more profitable. Merchant filled compared to FBA, just toggling to FBM, then plugging in the FBM cost. Holiday sales, especially with Christmas, New Year's, and then eventually Valentine's Day coming in the next couple months. Going to be a bunch of opportunity with those. Stacking these opportunities together. Gift card plus coupon, tax exempt plus gift card, sale plus tax exempt. Pretty much always, each retailer has one or two tips and tricks that can lower the buy cost and create more margin on those products, as well as keeping good seller amp Google Sheets out of stock, almost good, back to school Q4 like that Disney hat we took a look at right there. Smart repricing and pricing above the buy box when it's possible right there, especially pricing above FBM sellers as an FBA seller finds you a lot of hidden profit margin, taking advantage of what's called the prime bump. Because when a product's going to get to a customer a lot quicker, Amazon's happy to give you the buy box at higher prices because it's a better customer experience. And when you FBA, they get more in fees, as well as using a tax-free prep center to save sales tax too in tax-free states. Another really, really good thing like Delaware, New Hampshire, Oregon, or Montana. And that's the name of the game for product research. Seller amp, Keepa, storefront stalking, and making listings good. That's what you want to be doing as a complete beginner to find your first cup winning products. Now, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. If you want one-on-one coaching directly with me, take a look down below at the link in the description for my coach program application. If you want to see the full ungating process, I have the only full ungating course on YouTube. You can click that video right here to watch the ungating course. It'll give you a ton of free game. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.